Good afternoon, my people. Welcome to another weekend stream. Hopefully, it will become actually a regular thing. I don't think it happening twice is regular, but hopefully, it's something that happens more often. But welcome to the last TSC stream for now. Lasagna, Nabil, ASR. How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Hope you've been chilling, relaxing, enjoying whatever it is that you've been enjoying. Let's get cracking. I think today I haven't done any US content in this time that I've been playing TSC. So I think we might start off with some UK content, US content, sorry, and then see where we go from there. I'm not too sure where we'll go from there, to be honest. What? I have no idea what news you're referring to, ASR. What Nabil said is very true. TSC is not an inherently bad game in itself. I think, which is something that it has over TSW. You know that TSW is a terrible game, but there are so many core issues that affect every DLC. Whereas with TSC, it's all contained. So yes, it's definitely possible to have a great experience with roots, with stock sounds, all the little details. But yeah, it takes quite a bit. There's a third party Austrian route, sorry. That's 80 kilometers, that costs 78 euros. Wow. But does it give good value? Is it worth 78 euros? The US attacked Venezuela could be considered war or coup. Okay, well, I mean, it was sort of brewing, right? You mentioned it last week, I believe. So, you know, tensions have been brewing, I guess. Also, what I haven't tried as well, what's this? What's this one here? The 111 is for? Is that for? Because these are like the new additions for this year. And I don't know whether that's this one, Inselbahn Stralsund, or... Yeah, I think it must be that. It must be that. So I could give that a go. Perhaps as well. And then also one of these, but I'm not too sure which one. Monumental. Yeah, I'm not too sure which one. People did not expect at 2 a.m. at the first Saturday of 2026 to be the start. A few lords were broken. Interesting. Would also be interesting to see how it plays out as well. Hopefully, justice prevails. But we know how things tend to go. Right. Trying to think what would be a good US route to do. So we've got, okay, let me North America. Okay. What? What are we doing here? What are we doing? No, yeah, Els, what you saying, bro? No, I'm the way I'm receiving this is the game saying, like, bro, look, you've made your decision already. Why are you even trying anymore? What are we doing? What are we actually doing? Bro, all. Like, give me... Even, if not even going back to the main menu and then going back again fixes it. What do you want me to do? Or F4? No, like honestly though, I don't know what the fix is here. I'd rather waste my time trying to work it out. Just quit and open up the game again. What silly thing? Oh my days, right? I purposely haven't opened your message, Nabil, because I need to. I haven't really been on my PC much. Literally since I stopped streaming yesterday, I just left my PC as it was. I stopped the stream, turned my streaming PC off, and I went to sleep. And then didn't go on my PC afterwards. And then today I've only been on my PC for like maybe just over an hour before I started streaming, including US law and some items were fulfilled in Geneva checklist. Well, hopefully they get dealt with properly. The unelected president of Venezuela is now in US custody. That does break a fair large amount of international laws. You see me transitioning into IRL. What does that mean? What does that mean? Got drummers on just chatting, brother. Are you gonna be there if I do that? You know what? You are. You've been there before. Still, I can't even question it. But listen, I've meddled with the idea, and it hasn't been successful so far. However, there could be opportunities for that to change in the near future. So we'll, I won't give up on it yet. I won't give up on it yet. But I've got. I remember. So something I'll consider. TSC wants me to play the Norddeutsche Bahn. What's that? Yesterday, Carter's TSC stream had invisible signals. Apparently, Glasgow doesn't have visible signals. So you can't tell the signals from the HUD. The signals themselves don't show, like in game. So where do we go from here? Nah, never that else, man. Never, bro. Never, man. Oh, it's one that it showed me. Oh, this one. This one I've had, I think, literally since I first got my bunch of DLCs, and I just didn't touch it. Tear Trappy Pass, I'm sure I've done before on stream. Sherman Hill, we've got in TSW. Got these two here. This one I haven't done. It does look kind of cool. It's like in a city, bit of a cityscape. I might go for this one. See what page one has in store for us. Clinchfield Railroad. Got that in TSW, although realistically it's a bit of a mess. Yeah, Bonnet. Yeah, Heart of America. Switching duties. Go on. Let's see. Let's see what this has in store for us. Hello, Joshua. How you doing, mate? 8 pages of routes. Decent. You got a lot to play with. Hopefully they're pretty good in quality. Oh, this all looks pretty high resolution. Hello. To your right, there are 3 locomotives you need to attach to the consist. We'll start with 8670, move our locomotive over there, and couple 8670 to the rear of our GP40. Okay. So first things first. (8670) is there. Cool. So we need to go all the way out there and then come back in. We don't have lights. The lights just don't work on here or what? Oh, I actually need to press things here. Okay. Is everything on here? Yeah. No, but it's still not showing. Wait, oh no. Where are the lights? Over here. Okay. I mean, I've set my lights to bright. This is the rear lights. Yeah. So what, these two don't work then? The lower ones? Okay. I mean, so how much do I actually need to do manually then? Like, by clicking as opposed to just keybinds? Okay. Well, anyway. We need to go... Oh, we only need to go as far as this. Stop at Kansas City at 522. Where's 522? Oh, it's over here. Oh, no. So we need to go all the way out then. All the way out here and then come back. That's cool. Now, how do I see where everything is set? You see when it's grey? Okay, now it's set because the blue line goes all the way. Should go a little bit further. Yeah, stop at around somewhere between these 2 points. And then reverse. Should be simple enough. Apparently the visible signals were all showing green, so everything was kind of messed up. Also, ended up giving up and played a merge West Coast Mainland North plus West Coast Mainland over Shep route, which start had an unknown error. I mean, I guess if he was able to just get going anyway, then, you know, fair enough. Time to drive a steam engine. What, you or me, Joshua? Who? Remember when Trump claimed that he was a peace president and he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize? Now he's doing awards. I don't remember that because I wouldn't have followed, you know, I wouldn't have been following that. But I think time always reveals things. Someone can say whatever they want to say, but you let time take its course. And you find out whether they're really who they say they are, or absolutely not at all. Oh, yourself, Joshua? I enjoyed it, my man. Enjoy it. Right, how far have we come? Oh, we're exactly where I wanted to be. We're exactly where I wanted to be. I can't actually see where my independent brake... Like, I don't know how much independent brake I'm putting on. So I sort of just have to guess or feel. Right, that takes us straight into 522. Lovely jubbly. Driving LMS Black 5. Okay, I believe that's a UK Steam loco, right? FIFA's also playing this game. They broke their own rules to create a new award for peace. FIFA? FIFA? What's FIFA got to do with giving awards to politicians? You can drive any steam engine, Joshua. What, even like the high quality ones from third parties? (2026) World Cup shenanigans. It's not looking good for Morocco, man. Ah, fair enough, Joshua. I know some of them can be very challenging, mate. So fair dues. I have successfully driven Steam on here, but how complex or how well simulated the process was, I can't say for sure. So, I'd like to say, I'd like to think it was still an achievement for myself, considering I've been anxious about Steam for a while. But I think I would like to give a Steam train in TSC a go that I know is like super complex, and just see how I get along with it. Right, gently does it. Great. Now we need to attach this SD70 ACE to the rear east edge of the consist. The consist is an Armadale yard 005, so change switches and let's go. Right, put this in forwards. Stop at siding 013. Which is all the way over here. Where is it? All the way over here. Okay. So we could just keep reversing then, no? Where are we? Yeah, we could go here and then go that snake in that way, right? So let's do this. Go in through here. Continue on through here. Continue on through here. Now where's 013? Right in the mix. It's the one with the fairly long formation, so change that here. Perfect. And that should be 013. Right, so yeah, we can just keep her in reverse then in that case. Put some throttle on. Put a bit more power on. He just wants Spain to win. They won't. Morocco will. I'm saying that partially trolling because I haven't been watching AFCON, and so I have no idea how well or badly Morocco have been doing. My last conscious memory of Morocco is finishing in the semi-finals of the last World Cup, so a fairly decent leg to stand on. You can drive them at mainline speed, Joshua. That would be the aim, although I know sometimes it can be quite challenging, can't it? When you've got grades to deal with and you need to think ahead of time. Did the locomotive start in 0 seconds? ASR, have you not been witnessing going to an emergency brake application with a freight train and the brakes releasing instantly and the train moving again once I clear the emergency brake? Have you not noticed that on some trains, when I acknowledge PZB, it plays the LZB sound? And many more quirks and features. Morocco last time played dirty. What, when we got to the semi-finals? You're joking, man. You are joking. LMS Black 5 is a mainline speed of 60 miles per hour. Huh. Brake mode R++. What's brake mode R++? That's super brakes. If so, that sounds about right for what we had. It was ridiculous. It was very ridiculous. I mean, some might argue the game's a game, ASR. I actually don't remember those red cards, I'll be very honest with you. Nor do I remember very much of the game. I remember going out to celebrate afterwards, though, and making noise in the streets, but I don't remember much of the game itself. But let's say we did get those red cards. Even with red cards, we still beat you guys. I mean, at that point, it doesn't have anything to do with not playing fair. You had the advantage. You guys are favourites. Has your team changed much since the last World Cup? You want the next game goes to some players. Oh, right. I don't know, you know. I remember there being at least one or two situations where things didn't go our way in the game against France. Drop off. Oh, we're dropping off everything here. Okay. So far, so good. Now let's now head back to the other two SE70s. Okay. Right, going to yard 524. 524. But where couple those two to the front of 1341. 1341 is us, right? Okay, so we go this way into them. Let me bring this to a stop for a second. You know that vehicle in the distance there? Is that a vehicle or what? It could just be textures glitching, but it looked like, okay, no, it's just textures glitching. It looked like a construction vehicle that had like its beacons on, and I was gonna say that it's such a simple thing, but it's actually quite immersive. But it was just a glitch. Cool. So where are we? We need to go back here. So make a change here, and then here. Quite a lot of movement here. 3 different trains in motion. Everyone's getting down to business, getting to work. Spain didn't score a single goal in the penalty. Yeah, that was diabolical. Shout out to Bono, man. I don't know what the performance has been like, level, but every time, so on Duzem, they have like a football show. Like anytime I go there to see what's on TV, basically, they're talking about football. Oh my god, every advertisement is football. Every show is about football. But anyway, and yeah, they were really criticizing the manager, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I don't know how bad things have been. I don't know what's happened, but you're really going to criticize the same manager that took you guys to the semi-finals. That has transformed this team. That's wild, man. Our team now has a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds that are very good players. I guess couldn't play in the last World Cup. Okay. I mean, you know, if they all pull off a Lamine Yamal, then that would be a bit concerning for everybody else. Doing 55 miles per hour at the moment. What route are you running on, Joshua? Good to see you again, by the way, mate. It's been a while. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do for. Oh, West Coast Mainland over Shap. Nice, very nice, very very nice. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do for next week's schedule. Whether it's going to be. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to be doing 2 streams a day. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Because I'm going to be doing the school run again. Yeah, unless it's going to be like a literal 2 hour stream. I don't think there'll be much point in doing a first stream, so then it'll be the second one, which would start. Yeah, it would be in the evening. It would be in the evening. But in terms of the games I'm gonna play, that I'm also not so sure of. Just hoping they don't mess him up, or as an injure him. I think those days of football are gone, man. The hungry days, where sometimes the strategy would just be take out their best player. Those days are gone, aren't they? Those are the good old football days, man. These 2 are the lead locomotives and need to be on the front of the consist. They need to be on the front of the consist. What consist? Go via siding 012. Go via. Ah, okay. I think we just routed them around. Okay, no worries then. 012. It's the empty one by the long formation. So just change this. That's it. Yeah. Put her in reverse, brakes off. Let's get moving. Oh, as in wasting his potential. How could that be so? Is he not still killing it in league games? Now at mainline speed, just doing cruise mode. Yeah, you do seem to be doing pretty well with it, Joshua. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, so we'll play sometimes in some matches he gets the ball and doesn't mean he gets 5 players surrounding him. Right, well, now in his class, this is what separates the boys from the men, because Messi also had to deal with that. Ronaldo's also had to deal with that. Any quality player has had to. That's football, you know. It's tactics. Pressure the most dangerous player. And now this will either elevate him and he'll become even better and he'll overcome, or he would have hit his ceiling. Yesterday I took the time to customize the scenario in the TSC to my liking. Installation was tricky because some trains and repaints that were required were no longer available. I had set everything up missing in local sort myself. I also replaced the announcements with the real ones and adjusted the volumes because the originals were too loud. I'm running the scenario and plan to record it for the second one. Aha, okay. So, 2 things there, in my opinion. The fact that it's 110 minutes, so you're getting a ton of playtime and quality playtime at that, and 2, you're recording it for content. Those 2 are probably the only, for me, acceptable reasons to put in so much effort. Other than that, it wouldn't make sense to me. So how long did it take you in total from start to finish, from the very beginning to when the scenario is ready to go? The fact that he's only 19, and I feel like I've known about him for so long, and it's been many years, but still, that's just so ridiculous, man. So ridiculous. Many years of practice, I've driven it for 5 hours before today. Wow, 5 hours in one go, Joshua. Probably 3 hours. Oh yeah. See, bro. Brother. When it takes me 3 hours to sort out my ETS2, and I compare the value, you know, how much joy I get from that compared to one TSC scenario, that's crazy, man. Yeah, no, not worth it for me, man. Not worth it for me. That's crazy, Joshua. That's insane, man. What route was that that took you 5 hours to get through? There's a lot going on here, isn't it? If this was TSW, you'd be playing at about 2 FPS. Not like this is completely smooth anyway, but better than what it would be. It would be nice to have some branded stuff going on, isn't it? Right, it owes me to come to a stop in siding 013, so... Yeah, so we'll come here and stop somewhere here, and then reroute ourselves. Easy peasy. Or so you would hope. Looking across to Edinburgh. Crazy. I literally spoke about that route yesterday, Joshua. Literally spoke about that yesterday. So did you actually do it in one go then? Was it like the all those separate routes were combined, or did you go from route to route to route to route? Going to move up a little bit more. Just want to properly clear this junction. Absolutely ASR, absolutely. It seems like he comes from a good home though. His father apparently has the mental age of a child. You know what, that's probably like a big reason in why he's as good as he is. Sometimes there's certain traumas that fuel people. Okay, so would you say most of that time though was due to download speeds? Wait, why does it still say stop in 0.48 miles? Okay, I mean it took it. Didn't mean to stop right there, but You've done many long routes before today. It plays some role. But between the swapping of everything, basically all the other stuff that you mentioned, I mean, that alone would still take, what we say, an hour to an hour and a half at the very least. And that took a fair bit. I can imagine so. I can even go in as far as rebalancing the audio. That's crazy. That's like very in depth. I was watching some Zeusy gameplay just before I started streaming. Some recent gameplay that came out in the last month. It's a funny game, man. There was like an ICE stopped with half the train outside of the platform with all the doors open. If I'm gonna play Zeusy for immersion, it's not what I'm trying to see, man. Let's get our locomotive back to where we found it, which is siding 504. So we're gonna have to back out. Okay, well, let's back out and then take it from there. Funny as well is how the main 11 from Barca has 9 Spaniards, most of them being homegrown. Spaniards, or, you know, just born in Spain. What do you mean, oh, that video, Lasagna? There's no way you know the exact video I'm talking about. The good kind compared to TSW. I think any other game that has random events has the good kind compared to TSW. Oh, they were open, Nabil. They were open. I can send you the link so I can show you right now. They were open. The ICE was that the guy started in the platform, and then I fast forwarded a little bit to when he started driving, and then as he was getting towards the end of the platform to leave the station, there was an ICE to his left, on the like 2 platforms down, and half of the train was outside of the station, and all the doors were just chilling open. Because I stopped at some points. Yeah, just before the bridge. It was just before a bridge, and the guy that was driving towards a bridge. It's one of the. It looked like one of the routes we have in TSW, but I don't remember which one. It looks very familiar. Leaving the station and then you go down a bridge. Right, so we need to come back all the way here. So let's go all down this way. Come around the outside, 802. Then back. Yeah. Then all down here. Down here. What's 504? There. I mean, we could just go straight here through 501 and then back it up. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's go around 503. And then we'll back her up. The only exemption that doesn't have Spanish blood is Lamine. Crazy. I feel like that's quite rare. There's a lot of like multiculturalism. I mean, look at France for the past like decade. How many like, you know, French people have been playing for France? Yeah, no worries, Nabil. As a matter of fact, I can very quickly just pop it up for you. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so what's my history? History. This one. So he's pulling out. So doors are obviously open. And then they just stay like that the whole way. And the train just like snakes way off the platform. and there was another video I was watching and I thought, you know, I was toying with the thought of trying it out. But then, you know, yeah. And that's the Carter. Thank you very much for the raid, my man. And then that's the link in the bill. Sorry, that's the title if you wanna find it. Just search literally Zoo. I just searched Zeusy, filtered for the videos released in the past month, and that was one of the first few that popped up. Carter, how are you doing, my man? Raiders, you are all very, very, very welcome. I hope you enjoyed your time on Carter's channel. You're all very welcome here. We are doing American stuff around Kansas. In our, at least for now, temporarily farewell stream to TSC. Hope you had a great stream, Carter. How is it, my man? Ban Salam, hello, welcome. Big boy trains. You know what? Yes, because they're US. Yes. But there's not much in the way of complexity, you know? With TSW, you have to bear in mind a lot of the time your brakes and how you utilize the brakes and stopping distance and da-da-da-da-da. Here, yes, you do have to be mindful of stopping distances. But I mean, brakes release like that, you know. Yeah, it's just basic TSC things, you know. I've done a lot of freight journeys on some of the German routes. And, you know, for one reason or another, there will be a Zwangbramzang. And the train comes to a stop. Instantly clear it. Brakes come off. And, you know, things are all good to go. Give me 2 minutes, please. No, not that. This. Right, sorry, peeps. Right. So I completely forgot where we were. Yeah, I think I was talking about the physics side of things with oh, let me turn the volume back on. With regards to TSC. And so yeah, at first glance, these trains obviously do look very intimidating, and they can be. But I've driven freight before on here, and thank you for the follow, by the way, Bansalam, appreciate it. Yeah, I've done big boy American freight on here, and it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't the challenge it should have been, basically. Where are we? Right, we're still chugging along. Is it me or does this have the same audio as TSW? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty certain, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain this is a DCG route. It doesn't sound exactly the same. It sounds similar, which I guess makes sense, but a lower audio quality version. However, let's be honest, DCG being DCG and what we've seen from them in the past, it wouldn't exactly be a shock if they did just rip off the sound. Thank you, band. Right, we're getting fairly close. We'll wait until we train up with the rest of the track. So I guess now we just put her down, put her to sleep, and we're done. Okay. I'm always down for a bit of switching. I mean, it's not the most exciting necessarily, but there's just something about, I think, constantly. I think it's the engagement. I think it could be the engagement. But then even driving big long freight services technically is engaging because you have to be so aware of the brakes and sort of be thinking ahead of time a little bit. But I don't get the same enjoyment. Oh my god, I just remembered something as well. I don't do well with US signaling. I didn't even think about that. Like, I would have to literally just speak to the dispatcher going into every signal. And if I don't get a response, that's good. If I do get a response, then that's most likely not so good. I mean, with that in mind, though, I probably should be good with all greens, as is usually the case. But it's just not guaranteed. It does so in the past. I believe they have. I believe they have. It would be on brand. There's rumors about Nvidia raising the price for the RTX 5090 to $5,000. That's not gonna happen, bro. $5,000. Please come point this exact point out in the stream for me when that does happen, but it's not. And if it does get to that pricing, it won't be from Nvidia themselves. It would be the same situation as we saw back when the 30 series was having its moment. And it was more resellers of any sort, be it like tech shops or people themselves, scalpers. Great work, engineer. You're ready for the big operations. I'm ready for the big operations. I'm a big boy now. Right. A calm, cloudy day in Kansas awaits you. This will be an event-free... Okay, so it should be all greens then, right? Non-stop, full run from Kansas City to Topeka in a powerful way. It's a long one, but, I mean, it's a full run. I'm going to go for it. And technically, it's like the second one after this one anyway, so... it's in order. The one that you created, Nabil? From NVIDIA themselves, ASR. Hi, engineer. We've just been given permission to proceed onto the Kansas subdivision. We'll be doing a full run over the line to Topeka this afternoon. You'll need to change some switches before you can leave the yard. No problem. Here's what we've got today. Increase/decrease difficulty with control 1 and 2. Or shift 1 and 2. What was that? Wait, I missed that. This is what I did last time, and it was still very easy to drive these trains. Yeah, control. Oh, control and shift. Okay, I don't know. Nothing happened. Anyway, we've got 3 locomotives, a very long train. And then just 1 loco at the back. You think there'd be at least another one? The sound doesn't make sense. Do I have my headphones the right way around? No, I didn't. Right, what switches do we need to change? We need to stop at siding 001. I guess that's when we get to our destination, right? Got some radio chatter, okay. What switches do I need to change? Okay, I think that was it. Or was it? I don't even know. Would that make sense? It would take us into the main line. Okay, well, yeah, that one, Nabil. That was one I meant. Lights work in this one. Okay, so now well, shouldn't I be on the right side though? You know what? I'm trusting that we've done this right. Can't say for sure, but it makes sense. Wouldn't surprise me for them to go, yeah. I mean, yeah, but would they even bother after? But like our type of consumers haven't been Nvidia's priority for years now. The focus has been on AI before the bubble even was a bubble. Yeah, Nabil, let's not talk about the radio sounds, bro. I mean, they tried. I appreciate the effort, right? But if I'm going to be hearing this for the next hour and 20 minutes, I don't know how much my sanity will be preserved. Welcome back, Joshua. I hope I've routed myself correctly. But yeah, let's have a little gander this week, man. Let me try and get some idea of what next week will hold for us. So 5th, I got a dentist checkup on Monday morning. Come back. Yeah, no. Ooh, Tuesday's rough. Tuesday definitely won't be a morning stream. Monday there won't be a morning stream. Tuesday there won't be a morning stream. So there's going to be one stream on Monday and Tuesday. What does Wednesday have in store for us? Okay, Wednesday. Yeah, just because of the school runs. If I was to do on the days where I don't have anything at all except the school run, if I was to stream in the mornings or have a first stream before a second one in the evening, it would only be like 2 hours long tops. Would that be worth it for you guys if I was to just do like a 2 hour stream? Hour and a half, 2 hours? No problem for you? Okay. Trying to think what sort of content would be good for that time frame. It wouldn't be TSC, it wouldn't be the train sim content. That would come after, I think. What can I do for an hour and a half or 2 hours? Let's say realistically 2:30. They'd have to end at 2:30. They would have to end at 2:30. 1:30 to 2:30, that should be good. 12:30 to 2:30, that should be good. So 100% 2 hours should be fine. 11:30 to 2:30. 11:30. That's doable. No, they could be 3 hours. They could be 3 hours. That should be fine. I should be able to do 11:30 to 2:30 on the days when there's nothing going on. Should be alright. I just need to try and feel out what games would be good at what times. So for example, TSW, would that be better to stream in the mornings or in the evenings? I usually feel like evenings are good for, like, you know, truck sims and everything else. Are they pissing you off? If they were more varied than the same 3 or 4 that keep playing every 30 seconds, of course, then like it would be nice. But yeah, man, like I get that sometimes you have to play the hand you've been dealt, right? You have what you have to work with, and you try and make the best of it. But they haven't made the best of what they've had here. Again, the inclusion of it is cool, right? Coming from TSW, one could only wish to have something like that. Well, aside from like the BR101 expert stuff. But even that is a little bit different. That only happens in scenarios. I'm sure modders could do it. And you know they would be... Oh, actually, I was going to say, you know they would be so much better. But considering what we've seen so far from some of the passenger announcements, I can't say I'd be super confident. Modern TTS. It would be modern TTS radio speech. Now see, that I'd have my reservations about, I'll be honest. I'd have my reservations. At the end of the day, right, it's got to be done properly, man. Especially if you're not making money from it, and you basically have free. You have all the power to just get whatever real material that you can find. Now, with regards to radio, yeah, there would be limitations there, but they could do a better job than they did with the passenger announcements, surely. See that? I can go from first loco to that last loco and there's no loading screen. Crazy. Love these colours, man. Like the colours on the trees. And what at least looks like a nice variety of assets. The colour alone really carries the sense of immersion. I also authored the passenger announcement about why he couldn't use real announcements and why they sound very AI-ish. Yeah, please, man. I'm glad you've done that. Please let me know when when he responds. And I really hope, it's not the continuation of what we've seen recently with like very immature creators, whether it's for mods, whether it's for like Roblox games, for example. They have a lot of potential in terms of they create good stuff, nice attention to detail, nice depth when it comes to immersion. And then they open their mouths and they ruin it. They just ruin it. Right, this train's waiting for us to cross over. Thank you very much, UP1379. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was unsure of my my route, or in the US, my route. Run 8 is very good in theory. Very cool. Stupidly long potential journeys. A lot of liveries. Multiplayer. The pricing is just crazy, man. I don't know if it can be finessed, but the pricing is insane. Nice damage model as well. Thank you very much, my friends. Appreciate you. Where did the 30 come from? Give me 30, boss. The brakes don't make any sense, by the way. And their operation, they're very strange. Very strange in terms of applying them and releasing them. How is Thiago the real lady? Speak for them, mystery. I mean, I think if you just what they have in Roblox can be sold, right? In terms of the work that's been put into it, the people that it's going to bring an attraction to the railways for. It can be sold. It can be sold. Honestly, I think much more than a TSW mod. Much more than a TSW mod. It's a shame that, like, unlike the UK, there's no big repository for announcements for Germany, the US. That does suck. Also very cool from the UK. "28 pages of trains." How long have you been playing TSC for, Joshua? I would assume quite a while, isn't it? It's 2013. Wow. Over a decade. Yeah, it makes sense, man. But you better have mastered everything by now. Crazy. Man, to think if I had grasped it when I gave it a go in 2015, where would we be now? Like, I still fairly clearly remember trying it out, going from King's Cross. And I did find it very cool, I did. But between the performance, me not really just not being into train sims at that time, it just was, I guess it wasn't enough to capture me. I mean, no surprise, it was like default DCG content, right? But still. If I had been made aware of like Armstrong Powerhouse or just some super high quality add-ons, maybe it could have all been different. Right, shall we do a little bit of a flyby then? I'll wait till we get up to speed a little bit. I do like the high speed ones when it comes to freight. Hope the sounds are going to be good. You know what, I'll do one now, then we'll do another one later. You can build and make your own scenarios. Pretty time consuming though, isn't it? But it does mean that you get to do things your way. Oh, it can easily be cut out. Yeah, easily, Nabil. Even, yeah, I mean, that was even possible way before the technology we have today. What developer is the scenario originally from, Nabil? Build your own for personal use only. I think I would have been doing a lot of that. Reliving, you know, memories. Jackson, good afternoon, my man. How are you doing? Oh, it's freeware. I mean, that's good detail for freeware. I don't see that very often in payware. So fair enough. That's good to hear, my man. I'm good, thank you. Please tell me you finally got your package. Finally, man. If you hadn't stepped outside, you'd still be here venting away. AP class 91 East Coast Mainland merge from London to across Edinburgh. What is that? A scenario that you built yourself? You created it yourself? At least in the German scenarios and roles, there are quite often announcements and spoken messages included in the scenarios. Well, I mean, naturally, you guys tend to be pretty good in terms of detail. Nice mix for it. He got delivered to a neighbor while I was. You were close. You were close. I made one on that route just before, just not with a lot of AI traffic. Okay. I can imagine sorting out all the AI traffic would have been a hell of a headache for a scenario that long. Yeah, I guess, yeah, interesting is definitely one way to describe it, for sure. For sure. It would have taken a fair few years off your life, I think. Although it would have been a hell of a scenario, you know? It would have paid off, I think. About the Venezuela situation. No, I don't know enough to speak on it. ASR enlightened me about the basics of it, but I haven't done any research on it myself to give a any conclusive opinion. Oh yeah, absolutely, Joshua, absolutely. But I assume you would have had most of what would have been required, right? Considering you've been around on the game for quite a while. It was good to play these scenarios in a local and well-known routes. Yeah, when they're done well, Nabil. When they're done well. It's very easy to be critical when you know something in so much detail. All right, bands. Have a good one, my friend. Thank you for the follow. Take care of yourself, my man. I do have a lot of content to make. What delivery do I pick? Wouldn't that just be based on the era, though? On the era that your scenario would take place in? Frankfurt complains is pretty good. Really? That's an Easter egg, man. Not even an Easter egg, sorry, a unicorn. AP content does spoil you. It does spoil you. I don't know whether it's just one guy or a team. If it's one guy, it's a legend. If it's a team, then there are a bunch of legends. And yeah, the stuff isn't cheap, but I'm not gonna lie. If I would want to be paid for my efforts, you know. I don't remember whether it was on like, I don't know whether it was like TSW forums. I don't know whether it was like a Reddit thread. But they were just on some online community. There were people having a conversation, and they were all just basically just hating. I don't know if the word hating is accurate here, but I'll use it. Hating on AP's way of doing business, basically. You know, incorporating, making all the scenarios require all of their content. And as much as I think there could be a better consumer friendliness about AP, but the work is excellent. You know, makes the game worth playing. I don't have a huge issue with it myself. GNR 91. Yeah. Like, it makes a difference when you're driving a scenario and all the trains are highly detailed, branded, sound amazing. Like, it really does make a difference. It's the Kansas City to Topeka route, Jackson. It's a freight route. And we've got a long ass train, as you can see at the bottom, that we're hauling. Not nearly as complex as it would have been on TSW, but it's cool that you get to experience it. I think, for the most part, it's fair to liken TSC in general to a model train, like a live model train set, where you get to drive and experience, you know, in first person, so many different routes and trains. But, you know, sounds and physics are not top priority. The driving physics on AP content is so good. Yes, yeah. The physics are good. The sounds, you know, you don't just have a basic sound set. Like, there's so much depth to the sounds. Like, basically any sound you would hear from a unit, in reality you will hear it, you know, within the AP content. Jackson. If you know you've worked your ass off this week, I think you can give yourself some grace. If your tasks today are not, you know, a priority or super important. But if you know you should be getting up, then fast forward your mind to the end of today and how you'd be feeling if you were to remain in bed all day. You've done absolutely nothing this week. Get your ass up, man. What are you doing? Get up. 91 slowly getting up to speed. I've never driven a 91 in any sim. I'm looking forward to the 90 coming to TSW. It'll be a bit of a taste. It'll be a bit of a taste of the 91. And then hopefully, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully one day we see a 91. I guess that the doors open now with the 90 and all its liveries as well, which is pretty positive. And hopefully something comes from that for a future 91. So the speed limit changes to 60 right about here, but I don't see any signs. So would the driver just know that? Or is the route missing those assets? I need to buy some things and I don't want to go to the city. Are you really using crackheads as an excuse? Is that where we've gotten to? You don't want to see crackheads, so you want to stay inside? Get it over and done with. The sooner you get up and go, the sooner it'll be finished. Otherwise, it'll be 6 p.m. and you're still going to be saying, ugh, I need to do this and I need to do that. Whereas it could be 6 p.m. and you're back home, having completed all your tasks, and you're ready to chill. You know, get yourself back into bed and do nothing. It's likely that the route's missing assets. I mean, a speed limit marker is it's a pretty important asset. There are people that want to do the challenge of driving HUDless. It's a little bit tricky to do when, you know, with Carter's situation, signals don't work, speed limit signs aren't placed. So how is one meant to even try to go HUDless? Crackers are excuses. Surely they can't be that bad, man. They can't be worse than what we've got here. I believe you, Joshua. I believe you, mate. I just can't dedicate enough time myself to learn, man. Like, there are one or two that I definitely could start with if I wanted to eventually be able to do that often, you know. But it would still require quite a bit of, oh god, forgive me, quite a bit of dedication. And being someone who somewhat regularly goes from route to route, it's just not possible to remember everything, man. It would be very cool. It definitely would be very cool, no doubt. I just don't have the time and the patience to learn, man. Taking the train very early Monday morning and need some stuff before that, so I don't really have a choice, to be honest. I mean, you get it over and done with now, and then you come back home, you continue chilling. Tomorrow comes, you're chilling, relaxing before your journey on Monday. When Monday comes, you're still chilling mentally because you've got everything that you've needed. You're not now rushing to go and look for something quickly, or if you can't find it here, you start panicking. You know, Do it for your future self. Yeah, then put your clothes in the washing machine. While they're washing, you go out, and then you come back, and then the washing machine should be done. Take everything out. As you're doing that, you then clean what needs to be cleaned. That's it. Just bang it all out. Settle to Carlisle, really, Joshua? What makes that the easiest route to do Hardless? I do have that route, by the way. I have a feeling that there's a few different eras of it, but I do have a Settle to Carlisle. I don't think I've ever driven it though. There are actually a handful of routes I haven't driven yet. One may argue that I should at least try all of them before saying, okay, this game doesn't really give you the best experience out of the box. But at the same time, I think I've seen enough, to be fair. Only 4 speed changes on the route. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But what about like station stops? Are there not a lot of stations to be mindful of? Because that would be one of my biggest hindrances. I think where the speed limits are, I could be fine with that. But then knowing where the stations are is a whole other thing. Because then you got to nail down your braking points, and I guess it sort of all just clicks together once you start learning. You can start merging different like items of learning, if that makes sense. But all in all, it would still just be too time consuming for me. I'm not even gonna lie, Nabil, I genuinely just forgot about Fortnite yesterday. Like I didn't mean to, I didn't plan to just go to bed and sleep. But I went to lie down and I was just like, you know what? I might as well do it now. So then at least I'm not, because when I sleep in the evening and then I wake up for work, my brain, man. It takes my brain like 2 hours to come back to life properly. I much prefer when I just stay up, but then obviously I pay for that later in the night. On my runner also has some speed reduction assets missing, and there were several spots where speeds are displayed on the HUD. What? That's another issue actually. That's another issue that even affects TSW. I suppose to know the German PZB do because the speed restrictions apply, but that you wouldn't know. Right. Well, I mean, even driving without PZB, you would still see the signals, right? They would still display certain speed limits, no? But you would just not be forced to follow them. Jackson, I didn't know that was part of your plans, mate. I hope nobody's forcing you to. That would be a worrying situation. 107 miles per hour of 91. Still got some power in her. Hello, Tom. Seriously live on the 3rd of January. Yes. Better believe it. I'm not sure if 3rd of January has any significance to it that I'm unaware of. But yeah, I am streaming. I'm used to it by now. How long have you been playing TSC, Nabil? I don't think I've ever wondered. The night one could do 125. I mean, it does get its power from overhead, right? So I guess it does make sense. This is 2018. Okay. So yeah, you've been around for a while. I used to see. Oh, I don't know if it was Microsoft Train Sim or whether it was one of the. Sorry, yeah, I don't know if it was Microsoft Train Sim or Train Sim Classic or what, but I used to see like the box version of the game. There was an electronics store that I would go to quite often. I don't know. I just think of the possibilities sometimes, man. They're like, the what ifs. I think ultimately, all in all, I'm okay. I'm okay with TSW being my first proper train sim. If I had to live with only one out of the two, I would choose TSW. I don't know, man. Maybe there were experiences that I missed out on that I would have enjoyed. Maybe experiences that I didn't even know I wanted to experience, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know the HSD can do 125, and that's just straight. That's off pure diesel. TSW needs to fix stuttering issues on most routes. I mean, it's all of them, realistically. Different people experience it in different ways. For me personally, on like 80% plus of routes, and I own everything, after the first run, or after the shaders get catched, it's fine. I personally don't really experience many stutters. But then there are some routes where it's heavy for some reason, and there's not really any clear indication as to why. But that's one of the big issues with that game, absolutely. XM almost smooth as hell. And does it tend to run smoothly, or that smoothly, throughout the entire thing? Because I've heard that stability can be a bit funny when everything's merged together. Another speed change not announced at all this time, only on the hard. It does hinder the experience pretty badly, Nabil. And if you're gonna want your video to be super smooth, you're gonna care about the little details. You're gonna have to remember where these changes are, which is pain. Joshua, I asked if you had that smoothness throughout the entire run, because I've heard people talk about stability issues with everything joined together. Are you like writing down where the changes are happening, or are you just gonna try and remember it mentally? Look, for you, Joshua, fair enough. What sort of system are you running? What GPU have you got? And processor as well. I can't wait to get back into sim racing, man. I would love to engage in like endurance racing, but they're always on the weekends. Always on the weekends. Taking notes, good idea. Good idea. And by the end of it, bro, you're gonna have your own like mini Ebula. 1500X, 4060. Okay, cool. You have a pretty comparable system to myself then. Okay, interesting. I think it would be cool to do for a stream. You know, fingers crossed everything runs smooth. I have toyed with the idea, like even for truck sims, if I do like a super long run, then that could be the entire stream. I've done it a few times before. Not for train sim though. Having done mostly TSW, there's not any route on that game where, I mean, aside from like a US freight, where one run would warrant a dedicated stream. I don't think there's a single speed sign asset on this route. I haven't seen one. All right, Jackson, I'm proud of you, bro. Do your thing. Do you remember what countries you went to and from, Joshua? I think the longest one that I've undertaken was 4 hours and something. I've done many that are over 3 hours. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Once I get my map super modded again. Yeah, I think that would be a cool concept to do. Would be even better to do with 3 65-inch TVs. Well, I mean, Bill, can't you search up if he's made any updates or released any fixes or patches to the route since? Spain to Kazakhstan. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you use map mods as well, because Kazakhstan takes time to drive through. And then you drive through Russia, which again takes time to drive through. And then honestly, in comparison, Europe, like mainland Europe, just feels so short. It feels like it's over in no time. 50 miles per hour speed limits. What? Are we still talking ETS2? I wasn't faced with those speed limits in Kazakhstan. I remember just it was the 90 kilometers per hour is the full speed limit of the trucks. For the majority of the roads, anyway. From what I can recall. They all magically lose their files. It's a good excuse, isn't it? Like, oh, well. What are you going to say? What can you say? How are you going to argue against that? The map combo is not working great at the moment. Oh, no. Joshua, fill me in, mate, because I use a ridiculous map combo. What I'm waiting for at the moment is for the next game version to release, That's what I usually do. So I wait. So when a beta for the next version comes out, that's when now I will jump on the combo for the current or the last release version, because by then you would expect everything to be as matured as it possibly could be. You know, all the fixes and the patches and the connections should have all been sorted out by then. So then, yeah, you miss out on playing on the latest version of the game, but at least you get a crazy good experience. Okay. Ha. Okay. You would think it's been long enough that the current version has been released for, right? That probably should have been sorted out by now, so that's a little bit concerning. They usually don't take super long as well. I don't know what you use for your combos, Joshua, but there's a website called gmc-logistics.co.uk, and they basically do all the hard work for you. Well, they do half the work for you, let's say. That's usually that's what I've been using now for the best part of 2 years or so. Which I know doesn't sound like much, but I've barely played, to be honest, ETS2 in the last couple of years, so it is what it is. I'm hoping to really, come back to it properly, man. Come back to it properly. 15 more minutes. Bro, 110 minutes is crazy, man. Takes a lot of focus. But it's made a lot easier when, like you said before, it's a route you're familiar with. And you can relate with it in that way. And I wouldn't blame you, bro. I would not blame you. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Hopefully it's gone to a high quality then, man. Honestly. Hopefully it's gone to a high quality. Like, you could genuinely use, Zeusy, TSW, TSC, with some wisdom as training, man. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly concerned about how long all the content that was revealed to us last month would take to release. man. Even the signals. It's one thing for like, oh man. It's interesting as well because you'd wonder how this stuff doesn't get picked up during testing. Realistically, somebody who knows the route would just need to run it once. Even somebody who doesn't know the route, when you see that there's a mismatch between the HUD, what you see in front of you, speed signs, signals, surely that should be a cause for concern. It should raise some alarm bells. He learned from the best. Loading up with the big combo, my research profile. I don't know if you caught my question, Joshua, but I was asking what do you use as a source for your combos? Because I've only been using one so far, and it serves me fairly well in the time I've been using it, but it definitely hasn't been without its issues. Oh, promos forums. Check out GMC Logistics, gmc-logistics.co.uk. Your mind will probably be blown over. I think I've seen it. Yes, was it yesterday that we saw it on stream? Either yesterday or the day before. The entire currently operational combo. It doesn't use all the latest maps and mods, but you know, with everything working together as they had it shown, I think it was over 130 files. Now obviously a couple of those are going to be, you know, there's going to be situations where you've got 5 or 6 for one mod, like Pro Mods for example, and Rust Map. But it makes for a completely game-changing experience. I need to get all of those, and then I need to get an economy mod as well. Hopefully it plays ball with with all of that. Maybe 2026 is the year of 200 plus mods. $22 miles out of Topeka right now. We're due there in a little over half an hour. As advertised, pretty good run so far. Nice day, good amount of traffic on the line coming the other way, not being a hindrance to us. I mean, the bill, I feel like once upon a time it was easy to use that excuse, but after the Stuttgart route, we don't even know anymore, bro. It just doesn't make sense anymore, bro. Because best case scenario, if they're gonna reuse and have accurate liveries, then initially setting it in like 2010 would have made sense, especially for the Expert 145 that's coming. It's like you think you've worked out the mentality, and then they just go and throw you a curveball. Now instead they're going to make a separate timetable. Because that was the easy accusation to make before, that oh, laziness and reusing of stocks, copying and whatever, cool. But now what can we say now? You do wonder what the logic is sometimes, man. And like we were discussing a few days ago, cool, as they've decided to do it in the era they did, no problem, that's fine. How hard would it have been to just do deliveries, man? You can't move them from where you already have them in the game, no problem, but I'm sure you have the core files, and even if you had to make them from scratch, it can't be that difficult, man. It's what you do for a living. 2010 timetable with the route set in 2000. Man. Working on promos version 2.80. It's a pretty good update as far as I understand. The radio hasn't been as annoying as I was initially worried it would be. I'm wondering at this point whether I'd have been better off without it, but yeah, could be worse, I guess. If you are enjoying the content and you're not yet following or subscribing, please do consider doing so. We also have a Discord. If you type in !Discord in the chat, you'll be given a link, and there you can find the upcoming schedule when it's posted every Sunday. Any announcements, any changes to the schedule. What cars just crossing here? Various topics of discussion, and any potential info and any potential giveaways as well. Restaurant does not welcome the latest update into Pro Mods. Hopefully they release that update soon. I wonder if on some forum somewhere a reason has been posted already for why it's delayed. I just hope that there's no ongoing pettiness issues, that are causing developers to not welcome each other. We've dealt with that many a time in the past when it comes to ETS2 mods. Just dumbness. 147 for that route was a questionable choice. My guy, the route was a questionable choice, bro. And the little bits of weirdness get better, because amongst what we've discussed already, you pointed out the last time I played TSW, and one of the routes, they have the correct platform displays. So they had the assets for those already in the game, and they decided not to use it. Why? Just so many... it's just, I don't know, man. It's just weird. So many weird decisions. So many weird decisions that you can't even excuse and say, oh, they did this for the money, or they did this because it was a shortcut. I don't know, man. It's got to be some form of rage bait from DTG's side, man. They've seen all the criticism. Maybe it's gotten under their skin, and this is their way of getting back at the community. Just straight up pure rage bait. Rustmap works with Pro Mod 2.77. Was that the last version of Pro Mods that Rustmap works with? Otherwise you get broken roads, which I've had to deal with in the past, and it's not fun. Invisible walls were the worst. There was one era where I used the combo. Oh my god, man. It was fine. I got to the UK, and then on the motorway in the UK, just invisible wall after invisible wall after invisible one, and then I stopped playing after that. It just got way too frustrating. And then I remember in Turkey dealing with like purple textures, like bright purple textures, a lot of them, and then some crashes. Although that came down to me not having set my buffer correctly, actually. And after I had done that, I was good. So sometimes it could be user error, but other times it's just... And you know what? At the end of the day, it's over 100 mods that you're asking to all work together. Somehow. It's a lot to ask. A lot to ask. But, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna push that game to its limits, always. You know what I might do, honestly? Mod my ETS2. Anyone's open a convoy, put a password on it, so just not anyone can join. The password will be on the stream. Say, listen, these are all the mods I've got. If you want to join, get going. And then if they start installing everything, you know, while the stream's on, maybe they'll be ready by the time the next convoy's scheduled. Yeah, Nabil, you're legit gonna have your own little handwritten Ebula. Yeah, that's the main thing, man. That's the main thing. You get joy out of it. It's fun. When the problems become too much and it kills the joy, that's when, for me, there's no point. No point in continuing with it. If I'm not mistaken as well, Joshua, when I was talking about coming across a lot of invisible walls driving in the UK, I think I was recording a video as well, and it was an hours long video, and I just wasn't able. I think I was uploading it in parts, and I just was never able to upload the last part because of that. I think this happens a couple of times, to be completely honest. Definitely gonna get my hands on Snowy Moon's mod. That's gonna be new. The economy mod's gonna be new. I'm gonna start a brand new profile as well. Just waiting on the next version to be teased. You got it ticked. At least you've been given a recompense for your troubles. Over at Leipzig, Dresden. No comment. 131 kilometers. That's sick, man. And with what train? Sorry, was it a 101 that you were driving? Oh, a Fleur. Interesting. Okay. Suex. Is that how you pronounce it? Just Suex. They got the license whenever they had the license, whenever that route, you know, came out. But you know how complex that whole thing can be, man. Like how do we know for sure they have it for TSW? Just look at how silly the situation is with like the DRS livery. They have it for the 66 in TSW, but they couldn't get it for the Class 20. And yeah, I know it's different developers, but it's the same game. Why they said no? Why DRS said yes to one and no to the other? God knows. In that case, then it could be likely that it's just the fact that they would have to create a new train. Maybe that's what they're afraid of. Maybe that's what's putting them off. Right, 4.3 miles to go. ETA, just over 10 minutes. Right, a yellow and a red. So what on earth should I be expecting to come next? This thing has lapsed brakes. Huh. I've only just noticed as well. That's odd. It's giving me the wrong speed limit on the hard. Unless those signals indicated somehow a 15 mile per hour limit. It's always good to do a run and actually feel like you've really gone from one place to another. I know it sounds a bit weird, but I feel like, hey, we've properly journeyed. I can always appreciate that. Hello, monkey. US signals do tell you limits, but I didn't think they enforced it. I would have to say, I would have to guess that's what happened, because the HUD clearly says 30. The 15's meant to kick in a little bit later on here. But as we went through the signals, it gave us the 15 limit, so I can only imagine that was the case. To be fair, they enforce it on German routes, so, you know, it's something that's done in the game. Yes, I agree, 100%. 100%. In TSW as well. Although realistically, I think I've started to see that more often in recent times. But it wasn't always like that. Yeah, I think that should be a standard, man. A limit is a limit at the end of the day. Regardless of whether it's enforced by a sign, a signal, TSR, anything else. You'd expect in games like these for it to be handled as per reality. How are you doing though, monkey? Good to see you, mate. I wonder where this freight will go from here. Oh, nice. Decent. Decent. What's the Dutch content like for TSC in terms of train operating companies and liveries? Is everything just yellow and blue, or would you actually see the variety you'd see in reality? Well, best to find everything as per usual for TSC. I think that's just a pattern at this point. You know how, like, with elderly people, you need to be a bit more patient, a bit more kind. I think TSC is an elderly game. I was thinking, maybe, why is the ETA so... It felt so off. But doing everything at 15 miles per hour, it does add up. Layering in TSW is something we actually take for granted. Oh, white and blue. And is the white and blue like legit? Comes some reskins to start. Nice. Nice. Would have been nice for someone from the TSW modding community to have taken the Zvola route and made it a bit more akin to, like, created a custom timetable with some custom liveries, made it a bit more close to real life. Good luck with it, Joshua. They have an older scenario I've completed it for the first time today, and I would like to share a few things. First of all, it's positive to note that schedule is manageable. You know what, Nabil? Honestly, bro, I don't think people deserve your level of reviews. Honestly, they're too valuable. People won't know how to appreciate them. Hello, Mr. Toes. How you doing, mate? Good to see ya. Have you given in to LMU yet, or is it still your sworn enemy? Yeah, fair enough, Nabil. Fair enough. Is he still active? Do you know that he's still around? Is he still posting? Okay, fair enough. That would be a yes then. Right, what should we do next? I have to take a look at what we've got. Not too fussed about doing another American route. If we do, fine, but I don't mind. Good journey, long but straightforward. Oh, is that part one of like a bigger... Where's 3? Oh no, that's it. Yeah, that's it for that. That was the full run as well. That was the full route. Nowhere else to go. Ah, that would annoy me, Joshua. That would annoy me. I would want to like confidently be able to go anywhere, you know. Ugh, the 204 gives me the heebie-jeebies, man. Just because of what Rivet did with it in TSW. And let me still pay for everything. You get what you pay for, man. Get some good quality stuff. Okay, I might do this service. This one's 35 minutes, but it's in the storm. And I do want to drive the Voyager. What other options do we have? 5-star, I'm not too interested. I'm not interested in any French content. Faversham High Speed always passes through my radar because of the no thumbnail thing. I'm trying to figure out what German route was part of the what German route was part of the refresh. I don't know whether it was Inselbahn or Norddeutsche Bahn. I'm pretty sure I've had this one for a while, but did it get updated? No, I might just do the Welsh route. Just end it with that. Nice and straightforward. I used to do smaller points, OBB shims, and a 50 years IC repayment no longer available. I'll be on about that. Mention it. Yeah, definitely worth a mention. You'd recommend a 30-minute run? Give the people what they want. Really, Hank? How? How so? And how on earth did your phone autocorrect my name to DDD? What even is DDD? I'll do the thing is, I've already done it, Nabil. Yeah, that was why I left it. I've done it already. I mean, if you want to see it, I'll do it again. But, you know, this is the problem with this game. Oh, another streamer you watch. Control F9 and 10. Wouldn't they be set for me already? No, we're going to mines. Thanks. Oh, nice one, Joshua. Congrats, mate. How did you do that? Going to Scotland and England. Nice one, Hank. Enjoy it, man. Um, it's very cold. I don't know whether that was the intention or not. It's very cold at the time you'll come in. Probably like the coldest season that we go through. But enjoy it. I completely even forgot about that, about the lights. Good cold weather clothing. It's listen. If you don't, it's gonna be on you, boss. You're gonna feel it. You will see that it's that we complain about the cold, and you will understand why we complain about the cold. It's now that season when everyone's doing just that, and you're about to find out why. Perhaps you think it's a slight exaggeration. -3 next week in Scotland. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It got to minus temperatures here. It got to minus temperatures here on Wednesday, I think. Okay, Joshua. Interesting. DTG bought this train of Chris Trains as he is the initial developer of this train. There is also the standalone version of this train from Chris Trains. So there are two now. So what he gave this one to DTG and just thought to himself, oh, I'm gonna make a better one now. What a guy. He released his version before DCG. Before he sold one to DCG. I thought he sold it and then made another one. Joshua, my map combo is gonna be a lot bigger than, 4 or 5 files. Go hard or go home. I usually tend to go hard. You got a lot of trades from Chris Trains. I mean, it makes sense. That would make sense for you. I have 0 content from Chris Trains. I think that makes sense for me. Alright, I need to pay attention to everything here. The standalone version has multiple versions of the Flirt though. NS 2200 series, 2500 series, Arnet, Arriva. Damn. $18 mods in total. See, that's the thing, Joshua. My combo has over 130. It's a bit more complex. €100. I mean, Hank, if it, I believe his products are good value. As long as you get enough playtime out of them and fun and joy as well, then it's worth it, man. Oh, in a bit, 100%, bro. 100%. I'll be honest, the best thing DCG can do is use the that they have, and just buy things from other people who are actually passionate and do what they do for the love of the game rather than profit. That's genuinely the smartest thing they can do, bro, in my opinion, genuinely. And then everyone's happy. The guys who create the mods get paid, and that may motivate them to make more and better mods even than they've already done. DCG get to still profit, and they have a good reputation because they're releasing good products. And then we also win because we get good products. Tens across the board. Why do you need to pay the UK for entry into the country, Hank? That is a taste of what we go through, mate. This country, it's like a vampire drinking blood. Why wouldn't the train break any harder than the effort it's doing now? My normal amount of mods in the 40 range. Honestly, Joshua, it's a lot less stressful that way, mate. Good for you, honestly. It's a lot less stressful. All in all, I had, I think, 171, I think I had. Or was it 161 or whatever? Basically, somewhere between 160 and 170. And as you can imagine, there's a lot more room for things to go wrong. With that being the case. This route is in a modern condition unlike Frankfurt S-Bahn and TSW. I didn't even know what era is Frankfurt S-Bahn set in? Oh, TSW set okay, 2019. Right. Which I'm not mad about, to be completely honest with you, know. Thank you for the posture check again as well, Joshua. Pretty solid. Yeah, no, that's valid, mate. That's valid. Hang around the streams for a bit, especially when the next version of ETS2 has its beta released, because that will be when I'm gonna strike. And you know, you can take a look at what everything looks like. It's insane. And it's the reason why I will stay on one version of the game for, you know, some time. Like, I'll miss a lot of versions because I'm sticking to one. Because it takes roughly 3 hours between, you know, everything it takes to get the mods. And I can't be doing that every single time. And it costs money as well. I would love to know what the actual rule is regarding the 500 hertz magnet. Because I was under the impression from TSW that the limit for it is 25 kilometers an hour. But then I watch a cab ride video, or multiple cab ride videos. I did not mean to do that. Multiple cab ride videos where that's not the case. He uses the S-Bahn tracks when leaving Frankfurt outbound to the airport, and now here he uses the S-Bahn platform. Ignorance is bliss, Nabil. Don't even tell me, man. Stuff like that, it's better you don't even tell me. Leave me happy in my fantasy world. Because so far it's all seemed quite good quality. I was confused at why it was coming that way. It seemed like a pathing that didn't really make sense. if I did like a week where I just said, I just like on our Discord, I just put a list of games, and I said, here's the days that I can stream. Here are the times that I can stream. Choose the games. I wonder what the results would be. And it would be TSW, TSC, ETS2, ATS. Maybe Omzi. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't even wonder. I shouldn't even wonder, to be honest. But hey, 2026, man, it's a new year, you know? It's a, new year, new me and all of that. So maybe people have changed. Did 100 click into the limit as a signal? Via a signal? I didn't see it. Nice, bro. That's big, man. How are you going to celebrate? Give us a cheeky giveaway. Come on. This is a great train, man. It would be so cool to have in TSW. Listen, yeah, as you don't worry, man. We can have that conversation off stream. There are things you'll learn on this journey. I really do like this train. It's cool. I like it. I really hope the was it Medway Valley line, the UK one that was revealed in December. I really hope that one comes quick, man. I need that one now. I need it right now, today. I think I mentioned this yesterday, but these are my favorite types of services. Like semi-frequent stops, like minimum 10 kilometers between stops. You get to pick up some speed. Get to actually travel a decent distance. It's easy to love, honestly, Nobel. I mean, I my knowledge of it is quite limited compared to yours, but just from experiencing it here, it seems, yeah, man, very nice. It's got, I can't really put my finger on it, but there's something about it. It's got like a nice aura. I don't know if that would, I don't know if it makes sense. I can't say anything specifically that I really like, but just everything as a package. I will do once we get to Russellsheim. Is that the accurate sound for the PZB acknowledge? Okay. Okay, way too nervous on the brakes. I'm gonna end up overrunning. Silly. Yeah, let me take a look at the interior. Oh yeah, clean. Those seats are proper seats. They're not like cheap. Let's build a train of as little budget as possible seat. That's a proper seat, man. Is this gonna depart? The doors are closed. I see Lockfuhrer face reveal. Oh, these seats look so comfy. Some food on the tables would have been cute. Am I getting like premium Lenny Fachplan content right now? Oh, I like the livery. Oh, I like the interior as well. So these, okay, regional express trains. These are nice, man. Bro, sitting in these seats with like a nice, you know, nice weather outside, seeing like some nice scenery out the window. Solid, man. Would honestly make for a great experience. I'm getting a bit impatient for Simro. I was just thinking to myself, I just imagined a German route in TSW that had a network. It just grew and grew and grew. And then I thought, well, that's basically what Simro is. Well, it's not German, obviously, but the concept is there. TSW uses 642 for those services. Even if they had tried with delivery, man. Bro, at this point, I'd be content with unbranded. You know, something that represents that livery, but unbranded. If you're going to use an incorrect train because you don't have it, cool, whatever. Although, to be completely honest with you, I would accept... You know how sometimes... Well, on some TSC DLC, they add trains to the route, but they have like black windows and stuff like that because you can't like drive them and they're not completely modeled. But they're there, they fill up the route. Rather that, you know, I think we're in desperate times. I'd rather just the bare minimum. The literal bare minimum. TSW also uses the 425 for the flirt services. I mean, I see the vision. I see the vision. If they gave them unbranded liveries, maybe, I don't know, maybe, but like I said, man, it's dire times. You know, I'd be on my knees for the most, yeah, for literally the bare minimum. Have you got anyone in mind that we should raid today? Anyone that you want to raid? Anyone's free to answer as well. If anyone has someone they'd want to support with a raid. Absolutely not, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Maybe if I still played, if I was still actively playing Motorfest, then maybe. But just randomly out of the blue, nah, man. I think he's doing pretty okay anyway. Of course it is. Of course it is. I don't know whether that's like no effort. I don't know whether he's not comfortable with showing his face. I don't know whether he doesn't want to talk, and that's the way that he's seen that he can work with. But it's interesting. It's odd. It's like some sort of CCTV. Oh, those birds. That's what it looks like, bro. Like someone's hacked somebody's CCTV and he doesn't acknowledge it. He'll just walk out of the room, come back into the room. He doesn't acknowledge it. He doesn't, like, I don't know, wave, or I don't know. It's like he doesn't know that he's being recorded. Like what is the point of it? Nobody can see your face. It doesn't show anything, like, you know, like for example, we raided that guy doing truck sim and he had the whole setup and it was all cool. There's nothing like that to see. Why is it there? Why is it there? That's not a face cam. It's not like a setup cam. It's not a pedal cam. He's not driving with steering wheel and pedals. It's CCTV. What, have you seen other French content creators do the same thing? Spawn tracks again. Maybe there's some sort of reasonable explanation behind it. There's another SSR streamer who does something similar. I don't get it, man. Maybe it's an SSR thing then. What a weird seating configuration. No way. Crazy. So it was interesting hearing people that have been around for hearing that people have been around for as long as they have been. Hello, Tom. We're in a choo-choo indeed, mate. Chugging along. Listen, those were good times, man. Those are good times. Like, can you truly look at that and say that, they don't care enough? They don't care enough. They're not putting enough effort in. People need their manuals, bro. Are you telling me the training center has replaced manuals? Really? Really? Talking about some coasting as a method. Come on, bro. That's not going to teach anybody anything. Somebody has a specific problem. They had somewhere they could go to. And it was immersive as well, having that. When we talk about a fall off, yeah. I mean, ultimately, Tom, like, they're gonna be awful everywhere. It's TSC, you know. Like, they're not joking when they say classic. We can try with reshade and mods, but when you've got gaps in the track like that, I mean, you can only do so much. You can only do so much. Did you say full graphics? You know what? I was so close to saying like, oh, if only, but then I thought about it. And you're not wrong. Excuse me. Having been playing it recently, you're not wrong. I was actually quite disappointed by it. I know it's super dated. I know. But I don't know. I was expecting more. Even playing it in 2025, I was expecting more. I really was expecting more. Right, Nabil, thank you very much for that run, mate. Even though it was one we've done already, it was still, you know, pretty decent, pretty good. Hello, Simon. Come right at the end, mate. How you doing? Audio jungle. I don't even know what that's about, bro. It's annoying to do the whole tutorial when you just want to find one button, right? That's it's just it was a good. This is the thing with DCG, right? The visions that they have are good. Like all the features they've implemented, in theory, introducing them in a meeting in a boardroom are good. But oh dearie me, is the implementation bad? Jesus, man. Oh right. Hey man, at least even with that, they kind of tried, I guess. Trust me, back then DCG were not broke. They wasn't rolling in it like they are now, but they were not broke. But my people, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for being with me this entire week. It has been a good and successful week with only one stream out of the like 10 or so that had to be cancelled. So yeah, pretty good. Keep an eye out tomorrow evening for the upcoming week's stream. And I wish you guys a lovely rest of your weekend. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe. Health is wealth. Until next time, peace out.